Well, since I can't find any help online, this is me starting up my Alienware M15 R4 laptop, which about 6 months ago developed a problem with the keyboard not responding at startup. So let's have a look at how I have to get the keyboard working on this laptop. So I'm going to go ahead and start it up. Love how responsive the start key is. So I can use my mouse. So I'm going to just continue there and let this thing boot up. You'll notice none of the keys are working. I can't get it to recognize anything. But the mouse works, so if I tap the mouse, I can put in my PIN and password and so forth. So I'll go ahead and do that. To enter my PIN or password, I have to go down here to this little guy down here, accessibility, and turn on the on-screen keyboard. And here's where I can click back down where I put my PIN. Now that's alive. I can go ahead and type in my PIN, which I'll do right now. I still have no keyboard. We can just prove that. I'll bring up the calculator. Let me just try and type some numbers in here. Nothing's working. Okay, so minimize the keyboard. To get the keyboard back, I have to go down here and right click on this start and then bring up device manager. If I scroll down, you'll notice that there is one USB drive, unknown USB device, device descriptor request failed. No idea what that is. I've Googled it, I've looked, I can't figure it out. Highlight that, click on this uninstall device. And I'll say, are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. Uninstall it, because it's causing a problem with the keyboard. Somehow or another, the keyboard's not talking to the motherboard, BIOS, whatever you want to call it. I'm not a computer expert. To get my keyboard back, next I have to shut the lid, let it shut down for a minute, open the lid. It went to sleep, so now I'm going to restart it. Press the start button. There it goes. I left this device manager active so you can see if we go down, that offending universal serial bus controller is missing. And now I can bring up my good old calculator and we'll just give it a try here. Yep, it works. The keyboard is back. That's how I have to start my keyboard every time I start this laptop. Now I do have a wireless keyboard that I use with this laptop and it works just fine. But for whatever reason, the good old keyboard on this is not working. I've done a lot of research. People have talked about sending their laptop back into Dell to get it working. They've talked about replacing the motherboard, talked about replacing the keyboard with not good results. Sounds like something with the motherboard BIOS not talking to the keyboard, but nonetheless, every time I go through this little exercise, the thing starts working again. So I don't really believe what I'm reading online. Somehow it does work, but there's some universal serial bus controller that gets in the way of the keyboard working all the time, and I don't know why. I've tried a lot of things, but this is where we're at. Until Dell/Alienware or somebody comes up with the fix, I'm all ears. People have talked about installing a fresh copy of Windows 11. I don't believe that's the problem. Talked about fooling around in the BIOS. I don't believe that's the problem. There's something else going on. And this seemed to start soon after an upgrade to Windows 11. So I'm not sure what caused it, but it started flaking out over the course of a few sessions on the laptop. It just stopped responding altogether. I'm putting this video out there for people to think about and look at and consider.